Hello designers, welcome to my channel. Let's draft and sew this trending cape together. So from the shoulder on the basic bodies, I came down by 4. Then on the sleeve, from the center of the sleeve, I came 4 inch on both sides. Same thing on the back of the bodies. So I did 4 from the shoulder in front, 4 from the shoulder at the back. Then on the sleeve, 4 from the center, 4 from this other center, front and back. So here I'm just basically putting the lines, the points I've marked. I'm putting the pattern on the points I've marked. Then I'm taping it down, as you can see me do. So while you're taping it, the space you're seeing in between the front and the back bodies, depending on the volume you would want around your cape, that's what will determine how much space you should leave. Like, see what I'm doing now. Now this space now, depending on the volume, that's what will determine the space. Like, as I'm opening, if you want more volume, you open more. But if you do not want a lot of volume, you just close it as much as you would want it to be. Then you just tape it down, as you can see me do. So now, after taping it, you can proceed to put a new pattern paper. So I'm just illustrating how you can cover or open up. So after taping like this, you can put another pattern paper underneath and trace out what you have. But for me, I feel that's a long process. I do not want to waste my pattern, so I'll just take it like this now. Then I proceed to drafting, cutting out on fabric directly. So here I've placed it on my fabric. Now I want it to be the opening to be in front. The openings are usually in front, but you can always make an exception. You can decide to do your opening at the back. Your style is what you create, you get. So I want it to be a shirt-like cape. So it's going to have a collar and all that, you get. So now the back is going to be on fold, like it's to not have any opening, while in front I added 1.5 inch for my allowance. Then I added ½ inch on the shoulder. So here I'm proceeding to sewing. I'm just notching the middle of the sleeve. Then after notching, I'll proceed to joining the shoulder of front and back. So I've joined the shoulder. Here now, the stitching line on the shoulder, I'll be placing it on that point I notched. I'm actually sewing with Ankara, so it is not so, as the mean I'm sewing with a plain fabric, it will be showing more. But since it's Ankara, it's not really showing as much as I would want it to show. Then here on the lining, I've gone ahead to stitch. Then I added a facing to it. Then here I'm placing lining and the main piece together. I'm just stitching and concealing everywhere. So if you do not want a collar, just stitch and leave a small place, turn the neck and everywhere, and just leave a small portion that will enable you to turn it out. But me, I'll be putting a collar, so I didn't turn the neck. This is what it's looking like here. So after everything, I just went ahead and stitch my collar. Then here I'm just pinning the collar, securing it to the fabric. Then I've proceeded here now to stitching the collar to the main piece, because like I said, the neck was the last thing I am stitching. So I've stitched my body, turned lining and everything, so the neck opening is the only thing left, and I've finished stitching the collar, and this is what it's looking like. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Bye.